Hey there folks, Luke here with the Untitled Chapter review. I hope you're all doing well. Today for this episode, this is the gear loadout for the overnight adventure called A Change of Plans. Go ahead and get comfortable, let's go ahead and get started. Before we start going over the gear, I want to go ahead and say that this trip has already taken place. So everything that you see in this pack is what I carried with me on the trip. Now minus some of the food which we already ate. Now this is part one. This is all the gear that I carried. There will be a part two with all the gear that Susan carried. The trip was absolutely awesome, and at the very end of the video, I will show you all a sneak peek of the adventure, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. It's going to take a lot of editing to get this done, plus we got some special adventures coming up soon. So, with that being said, let's take a look at the gear. So, right here is the pack, and this is the Arcteryx Alpha FL 45. This is a mountaineering pack, but it's very lightweight, and I used it for my backpack, my overnight bag, and it did a great job. Really, this is just a very simple pack. You have a little bit of shock cord here to throw a layer on it. You have a waterproof pocket right here. And then you have the top. Now, as you can see here with the top, this is where I carried my hydration bladder. Right on top of the pack. That way I can sit it there. Everything else is protected. It's in the dry bag, basically. And actually, this worked out really well. So why don't we go ahead, let's crack into the pack here. We'll start right here, this one front pocket. I have a flashlight that runs on an 18650 battery, and this is a SUNWAYMAN C22C flashlight. This thing is highly unique. I've never seen anything like it. Check this out. Typical flashlight functions. Okay. Oh, now what is that? It has two LEDs. Isn't that something? You guys will see this soon enough in the future. Inside of this bag right here is nothing but batteries. We also have a GoPro. So it's the batteries for the camera which I'm recording with, the camera that Susan carried, the GoPro just in case it started raining on us. I did use the GoPro for some time-lapse photography, which you will see in the video itself. Turned out really good. I also have some Ricola cough drops, which Susan and I, we like to use these as treats. So whenever we go out hiking and we finish the hike, we'll enjoy one. And it's nice to have, you know, after you eat something garlicky or whatever, you know. Now let's go to the main portion of the pack here. So, like I said before, hydration bladder went on top, just like so. This is a Camel Antidote 3-liter, 100-ounce bladder. Now, you guys saw this pack in the preview, so you'll understand how it works. You have this hole here at the top. Inside of this, you have a dry bag. Now, I did things differently. This pack is supposed to be 100% waterproof. And for the trip, they were calling for rain the next day. And since this pack was untested, I took another dry bag and I put it on the inside. Just to make sure, because with all this gear, my camera gear, I cannot take a chance of getting it wet. So you could say that this was an insurance policy. Moving on to the contents of the main portion of the pack here, we have my miscellaneous kit. And we have all the typical things in here. I have a spoon spork. I also at the time actually had Susan's in here as well. Ferro rod just in case. We have some toilet paper. Additional Ziploc bag because you never know when you might need it. Some tin foil for a possible windscreen. I have a very, very lightweight knife right here, and this is a razor blade knife. Very, very awesome, very, very inexpensive. First aid kit, toothbrush, wet wipes, so on and so forth. Miscellaneous items. I also had a lighter inside of this as well. I've since taken that out. Moving on is our sleeping pad, the one that I used, and this is a Pacific Outdoors sleeping pad. I don't remember the model name of this, so I'll just flash that on the screen for you. Very lightweight though. Moving on to the biggest item inside of this pack, the Go-Light Shangri-La 3. This is a palace for one person, it's a palace for two people. Super duper simple to set up. It's a fantastic tent. And sadly, Go-Light has gone out of business, so right now it is very, very difficult to find these products. The company is coming back in a different form, and maybe we will see the Shangri-La return. I don't know. Here is a pot, cook our food in. This is a Teaks Titanium pot. For our morning coffee and breakfast and so on, a little Swiss military alcohol gel stove, washcloth, a pair of tights to sleep in. I don't like the feel of sleeping bags against my skin, so I like to wear tights. And I also I don't like to sleep in clothes at all, so that's definitely less bad as sleeping with your pants on, you know. Additional pair of socks. Anytime that I hop in my tent at nighttime, I take my wet, damp socks off and put dry socks on. Here we have the Sunjack Camp Light battery bank. Perfect for filming at night, for walking around, doing whatever you gotta do, and also for charging your cell phone, your tablet, whatever you bring with you. Moving down to the pack, getting down towards the bottom here, we have my sleeping bag. This is actually a quilt from Camelbak Gear, and this is the Elsic 22 degree quilt. It's amazingly expensive, but it's an amazing product. Once you use something this light, this warm, you don't want to go to something else. It really is well worth the money. Look for a preview coming soon. Entertainment for the night, BlackBerry Playbook. Now, sadly, putting movies and stuff on this is extremely difficult. The software is terrible, so the movies that have been on this tablet have been on here for years now, but that's okay. Rain jacket. This is an Outdoor Research Helium-2 rain jacket. Look how small that is. Absolutely awesome. Rain pants. And these are Mountain Hardwear, very simple 100% nylon pants. We had to bring the rain gear with us because they were calling for rain. Now that all the gear is pulled out of the pack, I can pull out the dry sack for you. Now, as you can see there, this is a very large dry sack. This is a 70 to 90 liter dry sack. And this is a Granite Gear dry sack. Large size. You could definitely fit all of your gear inside of this and keep it nice and dry, which I did. So as you can see there, folks, that is all the gear that I carried in my pack. Now you may be wondering, what about food, what about snacks? Well, since I was hiking with Susan, we are able to share the gear, share the weight. So I carried the 4.5 pound tent, she carried the food bag, and so on. I almost forgot to mention the weight of the pack. When it was fully loaded with the water, the gear, everything else, it came in at 20.6 pounds. So that's pretty darn lightweight. Now, since we've gone over all the gear that I carried, I promised you all a sneak peek at this upcoming overnight adventure. Kick back, enjoy. Did I get you? I hope you guys enjoyed that little sneak peek. The adventure is coming up soon. Make sure to pay attention and watch out for part 2 of this, where Susan goes over the gear that she carries. If you guys have any questions for me, please feel free to drop me a line, let me know. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you guys around. Strength and honor.